15th, my wife and I's anniversary. Again, every day we have an anniversary. Okay. December 15th, tonight, making babies. Can you share your side of the accusation Mary and Cindy went on YouTube stating the things you did, exposing the real Kent Hovind?
Well, this is going to be interesting to hear what Kent has to say. Good job. Claude is here to correct him where necessary.
Well, if you have any specifics, sure, I'd be glad to. I covered last night the accusation of the being a tax protester. I am not, okay? As far as the marriages, I was married as a virgin on my honeymoon for 42 years to Joe, had a wonderful time. She got scared of the IRS and divorced me. In Florida, you can't stop a divorce.
Now, that's not exactly true, and there are recordings to prove it. Joe is very concerned that when Kent came back from prison, he would not have changed at all. He was always right. He was always telling her what to do, and he was responsible for her going to jail. She was very concerned that he hadn't changed his ways. And as the tape recordings from the jailhouse phone calls would tell you, she was right to be concerned. That's why she divorced Kent. He wouldn't change.
Somebody wants it, they get it. I probably swung too soon and married Mary, because people that were helping me said, well, Mary Toko's anti-vaccine. She'd be a good one to join your team. And so we dated not very long and talked extensively, and finally decided we got married. I think I had a wonderful marriage, and one day she left. 9 months.
That was the one where you had pictures up of you rehearsing the wedding with the dressmaker's dummy, and that was just hilarious. But once again, it was about what you were doing with the money, Kent, and the fact that you didn't support her when your tech guy, Steve, was dipping into the donations and doing other, perhaps even worse things on your Dinosaur Adventureland. You took his side against your wife, Mary. So, of course, she was going to leave. You were more interested in Steve than you were in your own wife. And you believed him above your own wife.
No reason. I kept calling back and forth to North Carolina. Mary, what are you doing? Come home. No, she's not coming. She wanted her 5 sons to be the trustees of the ministry. I said, I ain't going to do that. And if I die, I'm going to have a little more control over what goes on after that. So she left. So we did what's called an annulment. Since it wasn't a state wedding, you don't need a state divorce. The word license comes from the word licentious. In other words, it's wicked and evil to not do that. How does the state get involved in marriage anyway? Is it the state decides who you can marry? That's what most people do, okay? So Mary and I did not have a state license. We had a church wedding, and then we had a church annulment. The CSE board members agreed she's not coming back. She said she's not coming back. She's done. So annulment is just like the marriage never happened.
So Kent waved his hands to get married, and he waved his hands to get divorced. No wonder there's states have records of marriages when you've got dishonesty from people like Kent. Now, just to make a very important point, if that is actually true and he annulled the marriage, however you say it, annulled the marriage, then, and that means it never took place, then he was fornicating with Mary. So that's exactly right, Kent. You were fornicating, something that your God doesn't approve of, because you never were married to Mary. And you've just said that, just admitted it.
So it's not a divorce, but it has the same effect, okay? And then I, way too fast, married Cindy. We were pretty happy for 3 years, and then all kinds of things happened there, and she left me. I didn't leave her. I've never left a woman. I've never hit a woman, never divorced a woman.
God, it's never your fault, Kent. It's never your fault. This is just ludicrous, Kent. Everybody knows you don't admit fault for anything.
They left me. And so they, of course, have to justify what they did, leaving me for no good reason, and say that I'm the evil and the bad guy and all this stuff.
Yes, well, you did take a lot of money off Cindy, didn't you? I think it was in excess of $100,000, maybe $200,000, and you said you were going to pay it back over the years, and it would be some income from her. It's a bit like paying interest on a loan. And then you changed the contract to read spousal support. And then you paid her while she was still married to her. And as soon as she'd gone, or shortly afterwards, you stopped paying her and you tried to pretend that was okay. But the money you were paying her, Kent, was her money in the first place.
So if you have a specific complaint, I'd be glad to answer it. I didn't do anything wrong to any of them.
No,
Okay?
no, he didn't do anything wrong. That's that's Kent's favorite phrase. I didn't do anything wrong.
But boy, so then I said, Lord, that's it. I'm not fishing anymore. If you want me to have a wife, you just have one jump in the boat. And boy, did I get a trophy this time, didn't I?
A trophy? Is that a way to refer to your wife? A trophy wife? My goodness.
Man, you girls work with her. So you become like my wife now.
Yes, Sandra. He doesn't seem to want to say her name. He's referring to Sandra, and he calls her his wife now. But let's see.
Say, Sandra, how can I become like you? That's perfect. Almost perfect. Okay. She does a real dumb dog. I ended up with a marriage. But otherwise, came out great.
Now, all those people laughing in the background, they know that Sandra went. She went around Christmas time, somewhere around that time. She left him. And he was posting various things on Facebook and wanting to take here and there, and so which is an interesting way to communicate with your wife. And then his tech guy posted the truth. Then Kent, for some time, he might even have his wedding ring back on now, but for a long time he had his wedding ring off. But explain the fact of what your tech guy said, Kent. And that was that Sandra had left. She had taken 16,000 and somehow the control of the store and did all sorts of things that were not of a Christian wife or woman to do with the ministry. I'm going to play that now.
Sandra left Doc and she took $16,000 and she took the store and she did all kinds of things that were not of a Christian woman to do with the ministry.
So there you have it. Is Kent really still with his wife? He didn't mention the name Sandra when he was talking about her. He nearly did, but he sort of stopped short. I find it very difficult to believe this man of God at all. So what's happened? Where is she? And why are you so scared to put it out there? Is it because people might finally realize after 4 failed marriages that you're not the person you claim to be, Kent? I mean, you're not a doctor, obviously, and you're not a good husband either.